So, ranches and blue cheeses.
Ranches and blue cheeses for the playoff wildcard weekend.
Hey, all you YouTubers out there.
YouTubers, it's that time again for the vlog.
Of the infamous ranch and blue cheese lists.
And blue cheeses. So, ranches, who are the people that we thought played best on the weekend. And why don't I start, because I got a shite load of them.
LT, why not?
Number 1, Megatron.
The Megatron.
12 receptions, 211 yards, 2 TDs. I think he is miles above any other receiver in the NFL.
Well, literally is.
Height-wise.
Yeah.
Miles above. But I think he's pretty phenomenal.
He's a hell of a Decepticon. Hell of a Decepticon, I think.
He is. And where's fucking Optimus Prime to take him
I want to know what kind of airplane he turns into. I reckon he turns into a Hercules.
I reckon an A380 Airbus.
Wow.
That's
maybe one of those SR-71, those Blackbird things.
That's the only plane I know. SR-71?
They're pretty good.
My number 2 rancher, the defensive front 7 for the Denver Broncos. Ayers had 2 sacks. Brinkley, Dumerville, Miller, and Miller all had a sack each. Look, a lot of that had to do with old Big Ben's busted ankle, but they're getting pressure on the quarterback, which is what they'll need when they beat New England next week.
Interesting point about that as well. Dumerville got another one-hander fumble.
Yep.
In the dying seconds of that game, Roethlisberger in the pocket out of shotgun.
Yep.
As he's getting blocked past Roethlisberger, he hangs his left hand out and gets the ball out of his
hand out.
And he did that against Chicago too. He did the same thing where he just put his hand in there and got Marion Barber to fumble.
So the old Denver Broncos are going to ride into town next week. And my number 3 ranch
is... whooping and a hollering.
My number 3 ranch is going to be on leading the number 7 dance, or what is it? The number 6 into town, hooping and hollering.
The old number 6.
Timmy Tebow. 316 yards.
Wow, what
passing.
a surprise. Yeah, you wouldn't think you would have got on a YouTube and heard about Tebow, would you?
Tebow. 316 yards passing, 2 TDs.
Who is this guy?
10 rushes for 50 yards and 1 TD.
I don't know who you're talking about.
I think Demaryius Thomas deserves an honourable mention. Obviously, that catch down for the 80-yarder to win the dude. I think he had over about $2.
Oh, I think you should send a gift basket to the secondary of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
It was a good pass by Tim Tebow. I might just add that in there.
Well, if he can't throw a post route to a guy wide open with cover 0...
Well, he can't unless it's fourth quarter. Anyway, number 4, Arian Foster. What a beast.
Somewhere Joe Montana's going, what is it with this guy? I used to throw them all day, every day.
And nobody says a word.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, number 4, Arian Foster. 24 carries, 153 yards, 2 TDs. Pretty good look. Yates looked pretty good, but it helps to have Andre Johnson back for both Arian Foster and Yates. I think he's a big addition to their offense.
He looked a bit rusty at first. He bobbled a few passes and he looked like he was struggling with catching the ball from TJ, but... once they got into a bit of a rhythm and Cincinnati started to gamble a bit more on their defense, that's when he started to shine. So, yeah, it's good to have him back. He's that vertical threat that Houston have needed to keep that extra defender out of the box. So, they're a bit more balanced now. Houston.
They're a scary team going into the playoffs.
Definitely.
Or going into next
if that
week's
defense
playoffs.
keeps cranking.
Well, speaking of that defense, JJ Watt, that fucking intercept he took, where he jumped up to bat the ball down, and look, whether or not he was actually trying to catch it, no one will know, but he'll probably say that he was. But what a fucking awesome catch. By a defensive end to jump up and catch that. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, he's all right. He's not bad.
He's not bad.
Not bad for an ex-tight end.
I'll add a couple of honourable mentions. I might even give him a 6 and 7 spot because they did so well. Drew Brees, 33 of 43, 466, 3 TDs. Look, he took over when they needed him to. He didn't look good early. And I think Detroit probably could have picked him off 6 or 7 times that they chose not to. But he did all right. And I'll stick Eli Manning in there who... 23 of 32, 277 and 3 TDs. Dare I say it, looks like an elite quarterback.
Well, I actually had Eli as well, and I don't have any of his statistics. For me, watching Eli Manning in that ball game, that first quarter and a half against Atlanta, they were shell-shocked. Atlanta were all over him.
Yep.
They get the safety in the end zone, and Eli looked really rattled initially in that ball game, and then he scrambled. He got out of the pocket. I think it was their 4th drive or something. He got out of the pocket. And scrambled for about 20 yards, and
didn't he look horrible?
They did not look back as soon as that happened.
Didn't he look horrible running the ball there?
Oh, he doesn't. He looks just like his brother. He looks like he shouldn't be doing it.
Yep.
But that got
looks
a first
like he has
down.
2 left legs, honestly.
And then they didn't look back from that one play, and that's when I was like, you know what? That's the kind of play
Yep.
that wins championships. You look back on him and you go, if he doesn't make that play and they have to punt again, maybe Atlanta get a good return. Matt Ryan gets his rhythm going, and
they get the running game
maybe
going.
a different ball game. So you never know. So Eli, you're one of my ranches this week. I've got Champ Bailey as one of my ranches this week. He was everywhere.
He was.
Like whenever it looked like there was going to be a pass caught deep, Champ Bailey would be out of nowhere, just slapping the ball away or
I think
finding
he's
a way.
Timmy Tebow's biggest believer. He's always tweeting about him.
Yeah. I think he's brainwashed.
He's in the Tebow cult.
Well, if your name's Champ...
Yeah, come on, Champ.
You can't be from a normal upbringing, surely.
Get it done, Champ.
His little brother's called Boss. Unbelievable.
Awesome.
And look, he nearly had a pick six in the end zone. Probably should have had it. But the big play for him was when he dropped off that flat defend, when he dropped back deep down the sideline and batted that ball away from Hines Ward. Yep. If Hines Ward catches that, Pittsburgh probably kick a field goal, and we're talking about the bravery of Roethlisberger and not the heroics of Tebow.
Heroics of Tebow, yep. Yeah, definitely.
So it's funny how these little things change ball games and careers.
Stick Batch in there.
Changes careers.
Yeah.
Really. If Bailey doesn't turn that play away, Tebow doesn't get to be the hero in the last.
And nobody hears about him.
Yeah. Anyway, he ends
up playing for...
We're all talking about Brady Quinn for next year, aren't we?
I like Quinn. He's a good quarterback.
My next ranch, and I'm sprinkling my ranch sauce around.
Nobody wants to hear about your dirty ranch sauce.
This week, I'm going to...
sprinkled around the joint.
I'm going to spread my ranch sauce over everyone. But especially the giant front four.
So you're sprinkling your ranch sauce on the giant front four.
The New York Football Giants front four.
Right.
Hugh Manura, Jason Pierre-Paul. Justin Tuck.
Is he injured, Pierre-Paul?
No.
I know he had a little run-in with one of his own players.
No, he's going off. That front four, especially the inside guys, Canty as well. What can't he do?
What can't he do?
What can't he do?
Exactly. Sorry, mate, my headphones messed up there.
2 4th and inch plays, and Canty was right in the middle of both of them, blowing them up.
But what the fuck were the Falcons doing?
I don't know.
Garbage.
Anyway, but
did you see Drew Brees get up over the pile for that 4th and 1?
Should have been illegal.
Should have.
He should have, because he pulled the ball back before contact. But anyway, I don't want to take it away from Breeze or all you Saints fans out there, and I know you're out there because I hear about you all the time.
Yep.
It's amazing how loud Saints fans are these days. They were pretty quiet for a long period of time there. Yeah. It was nice. And I've also got Drew Brees in there, speaking of Saints, 466 yards.
Yep.
but normal line, it's kind of normal.
That's why he was sort of an honourable mention for me, because
which is sad, really.
You expect him to do that.
And I haven't put it in my list, but I will put it in there.
Tim Tebow.
Jesse Williams. Nose tackle for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Well done winning the national championship.
Yep.
Roll Tide. He played pretty good too. I was watching him, and he got in on a few tackles here and there. He doesn't really come in on third down, so there's no real sack numbers for him. But he can't be blocked.
Yeah, he's a middle presence, definitely.
He protects the linebackers behind him. He did enough to win the game, help win the game.
Yep.
So big shout out to Jesse Williams. Well done, mate. Hopefully you make the pros.
Yep, I'm sure he'll wear there. So we're up to blue cheeses. Stank ass blue cheeses.
Your favourite part of the segment.
Right, well, I'm starting with the refs. Because I reckon this entire week was pretty fucking shitty.
The whole year they've been crap.
They have, but I thought with playoffs they might pull their finger out of their rectum and actually do a decent job. Look, the Harrison Ruffin call was bullshit. The Reggie Nelson hit, that was shoulder-to-shoulder contact. They call it for helmet-to-helmet contact. The Drew Brees fumble.
Yep, the fumble that should have been returned.
It should have been. Look, that's a touchdown. Maybe that changes the game. And there's so many different... I think the Lions got the short end of the stick, and I think Pittsburgh did a bit as well. So pull your head in, refs. They're fucking shit house. Look, I got Andy Dalton in there, and I'm sad for the old Red Rocket. Poor little fella. They probably need some more night games, but
they did close the roof for him.
They helped him out. Look, 3 picks. One of them was in garbage time. One was 4th down. If he had held onto it, that would have been terrible. So he threw it up. They should have probably knocked it down, but they picked him. And he just he looked to me like he was, like you said, maybe a little bit lethargic, and he just seemed to hold onto the ball maybe a second or two too long on some plays.
He looked tired, man. He looked real tired.
Look, a great season to him, so I feel bad about sticking him in the blue cheeses, but it wasn't his best game. My next blue cheese are the Detroit secondary. I reckon they had 7 or 8 chances to pick off Breeze, and they can't fucking catch. Honestly, if you can't catch the ball, piss off. Go play soccer. How about Tottenham?
Go Spurs.
The Falcons' offensive play call. I don't think Ryan should be thrown 41 times to win a game. And they, like I said earlier, it wasn't even that they were trying to catch up. There was only one position in that game till real late. And on the 1 inch on a quarterback sneak, if you can't get fucking 1 inch, I can pull out my penis and it's bigger than an inch. Only just, but it is. He needs to go. Hakeem Nick's doing the dirty bird. Not on, my friend.
Yeah, it's a bit rubbing it in, wasn't it?
And do somebody else's do your own dance. Don't steal somebody else's. And Big Ben, mate, as much as I love the gonads that he played with, you can't take that sack with 29 seconds left. It knocked him out of field goal range, probably cost him the game. Mm. If it was Romo, it'd be all over the fucking news.
My problem with Pittsburgh is they should have sat him. The Niners game was a mistake. Playing him in the Niners game.
They should have put Batch in.
No, I think playoff time.
Yeah, you got to put him in there.
But I think they made a mistake playing him in the 49ers game, and then they played him again for the Browns. I think they played him again.
They didn't need to.
They should have just sat him from that game, basically till the playoffs. They should have cotton-balled him. But anyway, obviously...
Look, his lack of mobility is probably what cost him all the sacks and all the rest of it
as well. He couldn't play the way Ben normally plays, which is break the pocket and see what happens and
extend the play and all that.
Exactly, he couldn't do it. My blue cheeses, fairly similar. The Falcons' interior linemen, I did mention them earlier. If you can't get 4 inches on 2 downs, then you're in the wrong sport, big fellas. Maybe go be sumo wrestler over in Japan or something, because they ain't getting it done in the National Football League. So the Falcons
only scored 2 points.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Falcons blow up their line and start again, get all these fresh faces.
Just Wile E. Coyote them.
Yep.
Like a boom,
TNT them.
Blow them up.
Get rid of them all. Get rid of all of them. They all suck.
Yep. Start again.
I'm being it.
I like it.
I'm
get
not
rid
just
of your
saying
entire
that.
offensive line.
Get rid of them all.
I like it.
Take them out the back. Put up the big canvas like they do for the racehorses.
And turn them into glue.
Get the shoddy. Because they ain't getting it done.
We don't condone shooting.
And if it's Michael Turner, don't be surprised if Turner is not in a Falcons uniform next season. Because he is slow.
He might be in 2 of them.
It's like waiting for a glacier to come run down a mountain.
Yeah, he might be in 2 uniforms.
I see the hole, but I can't quite make the hole because I'm a fat lard ass.
Boom, bada.
Seriously. Yep. I think maybe if we put photos of pudding on all the linebackers, he might run at them quicker.
That's what he needs, some pudding in the end zone.
Anyway, look, enough about the Falcons.
It's hard for him to run through 2 gaps at once. Fat bastard.
Look, he's so slow. It's like he's running on one of those moving footways at the airport, but going the other way.
Slow.
Drives me bonkers. I've also got the Detroit Lions secondary. Got to take your chances when you get them.
Fucking ball.
And speaking of chances, Chris Crocker.
Yeah, what a Barry Crocker.
We have a saying in Australia called, you're having a Barry Crocker.
What a shocker.
Chris Crocker, free safety, Cincinnati Bengals. You've got to make that catch.
I don't think it would have
TJ
won
Yates
him the
threw
game,
it right to him.
He did.
Well, it might have changed the momentum of that ball game because
then that
4 plays later, Houston
a bit longer and
4 plays later, Houston scores their touchdown and they never look back from there.
Yep.
Obviously, the J.J. Watt interception had a big bearing on that game, but you know what I mean.
You got to make it in the playoffs. You got to make your opportunities count.
If Chris Crocker can't make a grab, hitting him on the chest, and he's got about 2 seconds to see the ball coming, against J.J. Watt, who doesn't even really see the ball coming at all, he's just putting his hand up and he catches it.
Yep.
Those are the differences in winning playoff games and going to the Super Bowl.
Yep, you have to take your chances if you want to win a Super Bowl.
The thing that I don't know why, and I still can't figure this out, is why do the Cincinnati Bengals still have their head coach?
Because they're shit.
He used up his challenges within the first quarter and a half of that game.
And then when they needed him, didn't have him.
What the hell is he doing?
Yeah, he was garbage.
Hugh Jackson should be the coach at Cincinnati.
There's a spot open for him.
Well, not yet. But I think Cincinnati might make a coaching change.
I hope so. Because they got the pieces to be a good team next year.
Yeah.
And everyone else in that division's fallen away. Well, we run out of time.
And we're nearly there.
Thanks for watching on the vlog. If you're on the podcast, keep listening, you bastards.
Yep.
And, all the doodahs will be down the bottom.
Yep. Click on the link below.